Hello everyone, welcome back to Eastwick Cottage Garden. I hope you guys have been doing well. It is mid-December. I can't believe that we have already reached this point. It is almost the end of the year. The holiday season is upon us and winter is fast approaching, pretty much here. So I need to come out today and do some work in the garden, some cleanup. So there's some things I want to cut back. I want to trim out the ivy in the immersive bed a bit, and in the orchard bed I want to cut back the anemone, and I want to do some cutting back of the peonies in the front maple border, but I can't do that right now because Jazz is actually having her grooming done and the groomer's outside, so I don't want to disrupt them. But I am going to take this time to sneak around the backyard and get some things cleaned up before she's finished with her grooming. We are also supposed to be getting snow tomorrow. So actually tonight into tomorrow. So we're actually supposed to be getting 3 to 6 inches. So that's one reason I want to get things cut back. I also need to bring out the salt and the snow shovels and things from the shed and just kind of prep for the oncoming snow. In the driveway, we still have a lot of the rocks in the driveway, so I need to move them over so that I can actually shovel the snow in the driveway and then drive in and out of the driveway a little bit easier. Hopefully we can get all these things done today. The weather is about 40 some degrees. It's windy, but it's in the 40s, so it's not too bad. So I want to hopefully just kind of rush around the garden as much as I can and get these done, and I'm going to take you along with me. I left some echinacea up so that the birds could have a snack, and it looks like they have been dining sufficiently. So I'll leave these up for them to continue snacking on. not going to clean up the stuff that's on the ground because I want to leave it for the bees and other beneficial insects to be able to burrow in through the winter. But I wanted to get the tall stuff cut down because I didn't want it to get in the way. If it gets snow on it, I don't want the roots to get damaged of these plants. Also, these red twig dogwoods are going to look amazing with the white snow next to them. So I want to kind of leave as much room as possible so we can see that. I'm going to cut back the grandma rose because it's gotten out of hand. We will do our seasonal pruning in the spring. The weather has been so crazy. I don't know if you can see this, but there's buds coming up. There's also buds on the peach tree as well. It's just madness. So this grew to be like 10 feet tall this year. This is the tallest it's ever been that I've known. And hopefully it does well next year too. So for those who are new, I live in the house that my paternal grandparents built back in 1952. And I call it the grandma rose because this is one of her rose bushes that she had. There are only a few plants that they had that are still here because we needed to do soil remediation because we had a landfill that needed to be cleaned up by the EPA. So they came and cut down a lot of stuff, took the lawn back from my house back. They dug about a foot down on the whole property. So a lot of the plants and stuff that were here got taken out. But honestly, there wasn't a whole lot left of what she had done. I had planted some stuff, but we kind of started all over again. This is back in, I want to say 2016 that they came and dug out. So we have some trees that are remaining. I have like the maple tree in the front, and there's a dogwood tree on that side that you can't see. But back here is an ornamental cherry tree. And then I have some privet that's back here, and that was my grandparents. They had that. But pretty much everything else I put in over the years. And we've talked about it before, but rose bushes are forgiving. So if you need to cut it back to get stuff out of the way, you could do that whenever, and then you could do your pruning for looks in the spring, the early spring. Full disclosure, I have not been in here in quite a while. I'm gonna cut back the phlox. We have some rudbeckia and echinacea back here, so I'm going to also leave these seed heads up so the birds can have some snacks. It is a perfect day for this. It's been so windy around here. I've been wanting to come out here, but even when the days were relatively nice, it was so windy that it brought the temperature down and made it really unpleasant to be outside. Plus, you felt like you were getting blown around all over the place. But today is literally the calm before the storm. So we're going to take advantage of it. So the one thing that has happened with me not being back here is, well, one, the rose bush has gone bananas, but the ivy has been encroaching from the border into the main bed. So we need to clean that up. This is a jungle back here. Here is my little lime hydrangea, looking wonderful. But I think I'm gonna cut some of the seed heads off because I don't want them to break the branches. Ugh, but they look so nice. So I might not cut them all. I don't know. I might leave it. Ugh. I want to cut the ones that are horizontal. That's what I'll do. Okay, so apparently I think I turned the camera off with the remote control that was in my pocket, but I did move the rocks over to this area here, to the far corner, so I can pull in and out of the driveway at least. And then the rocks that were in the cart, I tossed down to kind of, for the rest of the border. They're not in their proper places, but at least they're kind of lined up. So next we're gonna go to the front, to the maple bed, and to clean up the foliage from the peonies. Here's Jasmine. She has some dirt on her face because, of course, she cannot stay out of the mud. I put a t-shirt on her so that she wouldn't be chilly because it's starting to get a little bit chillier. Okay, so this has been a rather busy day. We have finished almost everything. I didn't get to do the ivy because, again, the trimmer, the battery was dead. Jasmine got groomed. I hope you could see her on camera. And she's playing in the garden here. So what we did today, I'm a little bit too tired to walk around and show, but we cleaned out the orchard bed. We cleaned back the anemone in the orchard bed and some of the remaining yarrow that was there. So we cleaned up the stalks from the daylily. We cleaned up the stalks from the penstemon and also the balloon flower and some of the Shasta daisies that were in there. We trimmed back the grandmom rose to reduce the height, to prevent, any kind of damage from the wind. We also trimmed back some of the knockout rose that's in the back here so I could get around the path at least. I did trim some on the abelia in the back corner. We also moved the rocks out of the driveway so that I could use the driveway space in the snow and actually have a better shot at cleaning the driveway off. And we moved some of those rocks into the border of the long border, just to lay them there for when I get to be able to put them in their proper place. So it was a very full day today. I hope you enjoy coming along with me, and it's been good to get out in the garden space. It's been a long time since I've been out here. Today was a perfect day for it. There was hardly any wind. There was some sun. I apologize for what my eyes look like. The sun was kind of bright earlier on, but as you can see, I don't know if you can see, the porch lights have come on. It is time to go in, and I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that you have a blessed holiday season with you and yours, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.